I'm Sean Ray, joined with Chris Duffy and IFBB professional Vince Taylor. We're moving on to our second body part, massive chest. Let's go, Chris. This is our first set. Chris is warming up with 100-pound dumbbells. That's no easy feat. Chris is a 6'2", 250-pound, 260-pound bodybuilder, so I don't recommend everyone to start off with 100-pound dumbbells. But again, this is routine for Chris.
Makes it look easy, doesn't it?
Do you normally use this much when you start off?
No, I'm finishing this kind of way, Sean.
What Chris is doing is he's working the upper pecs. This is called the incline bench press. And what you want to do is squeeze it out the top, get maximum stretch at the bottom. That's going to add inches across the top portion of your pecs.
Right.
I'm going to try to hang with Chris today.
Makes it look easy.
All right.
What I do when I do this exercise, instead of using the same thing as barbells, is move them close together and keep the contraction and the stress out of the shoulders and triceps and into the pecs. Get a real full, nice, round chest that way.
Looking at Sean's chest development, Chris, notice the meat he's packed on. Is this primarily from these type of presses or the bench press itself?
All of it together, but Sean is a freak. All of his muscles are developed very evenly and thickly everywhere. Other people like myself, we have to take a little more specific course to get our body to fill out the way we want, and this is a great exercise for doing just that.
You guys are too big for me.
I think this is the only sport which the term freak is a compliment.
Yeah, it is a freak.
All right.
This is another genetic anomaly here. He gets away with using, at most, let's say, moderate weights.
Right, but he does a lot more reps.
Right, more reps, closer attention to form, and it's taking him all the way to the top of the sport.
Right.
So, it just goes to show, do anything that feels right for you once you've got a certain amount of experience.
That's right. And I think variety is the key here. This is just one of a number of exercises we perform. Let's move on into the bench press. We'll do the dumbbells again on the bench press. What we're doing here is the flat bench dumbbell presses. Chris is going to start us off on this. And again, it's not necessarily the order of the exercises. This is basically working the meat portion of the pecs. You can also do this with a barbell.
Yeah.
I think the advantage with using dumbbells is you have more concentration of squeezing the pecs closer together because you're not on a fixed bar.
So how many sets and reps do you want to do using heavy dumbbells?
Usually you want to pyramid up in weight with each set. Do about 4 to 5 sets using heavier weights progressively.
Right, big guy.
All right. Why don't you demonstrate how to squat properly on this, Vince?
All right, let's get down in the low position.
And again, if you're just trying dumbbells and you don't have a lot of experience with them, you do have the potential for a much greater range of motion. So you have to be a little careful at the bottom. Don't bounce or use a lot of ballistic motion. Just go smooth and controlled. Come on, Sean. Squeeze it out. Crush it. Great.
What's these big heavy guys use all the heavies?
Again, Chris, this is another of the common exercises, the dumbbell bench as well as the fixed bar bench press that a lot of guys get injured on.
Right, and again, it's towards the bottom. It's usually when the chest is in the weakest position all the way towards fully extended.
Right.
So work up slowly, always warm up. But again, once you're confident and stuff, don't be afraid to use some of the heaviest weights in the gym.
That's the operative word. You can't really be afraid of the weights. You have to attack it or it will attack you. And again, you want to be thoroughly warmed up, get maximum stretch at the bottom, peak contraction at the top.
And you can see how Vince's chest fully developed and he really squeezes and contracts the muscles fully.
That's right. When you got competitors like yourself, day in and day out, you're training now here in Redondo Beach. Vince is out there on the East Coast in Florida. We're always conscious of that next guy getting that extra rep or that extra set.
And a lot of it's timing. Like now I'm in the off season, I'm not training very hard. Vince is starting to prepare for the Arnold Classic.
That's right.
Sean was finished the Olympia, so we're all at different stages in our progress throughout the year. And that's a part of it too. You can't be pedal to the metal all the time year round and you get burnt out.
That's right. Good point. Let's move on to our third and final exercise here, the pec deck. Why don't you lead us into this? This is a variation of the fly exercise. And what we're trying to do on this one is not necessarily build mass, but shape and separation. So for that reason, we're going to use a little bit lighter weight. We're going to take our time, get maximum stretch and peak squeeze at the top to bring in the cross striations in the middle portion of the pec. As Chris squeezes it together, that's where he's going to get the separation and the detail he's going to need when he gets on stage in the Mr. Olympia contest.
Sean, finishing movement or power movement?
More of a finishing movement or even a warm-up movement to loosen up the pec muscles. Good job, Chris.
Let me jump on in there, Sean. Make it a little lighter for me.
You got it. Most people hear the words a little lighter, or I'm small, or I'm not heavy enough, or I'm not strong enough. In bodybuilding, a lot of things are irrelevant when it comes to training. All you have to do is be consistent and train hard. Chris, in your routine where you're at down at Redondo Beach, are you using this exercise all the time, or do you use variety in a variation?
I use this more during the off season just to keep my full range of motion and to keep me flexible. When I'm adding more exercises and doing higher volume closer to the show, I often use it as the very last movement in my chest exercises, just to polish me off.
Okay. I'm going to try this. I usually use dumbbell flat flies, but this is basically the same thing.
See, Sean's in a really nice place right now. It's after the Olympia, so he's filled up with all that size, and he still has a lot of the cuts left from the competition.